MoveBuddha.com just released its report of the top suburbs Americans are flocking to where jobs are hot. And the Triangle region of North Carolina has a lot to brag about. Cary ranked number 6 and Wake Forest number 9. So what makes these two Triangle hotspots so great? And what are some of the downfalls? Well, let's dive in. But before we get there, my name is Matt Martin, and I'm a Raleigh-based realtor. I've helped tons of clients, just like you, relocate to the Triangle region of North Carolina. And if you're looking to do the same, I'd love to help you too. Okay, so let's just get a couple things out of the way before diving in. MoveBuddha.com is a matchmaking service for movers, and their rankings for this report are based on inquiries to their website for both inbound and outbound move requests. So these may not represent actual moves that took place, but rather expressed interest. But they still show us some interesting trends. So let's just start with the numbers, and then we'll dig into some of the whys. And we'll kick things off with the first part of the accolade, where Americans are flocking to. Flocking to means more people moving in than moving out. So MoveBuddha's starting list of 525 cities was narrowed down to just 128 that had more inbound than outbound inquiries. They then trimmed that down to just suburbs, not principal cities, and you may be surprised, or maybe not at all, that 8 of the top 10 suburbs with the highest move-in to move-out ratio were in the Southeast. Here's that top 10 list. Here in the Triangle region of North Carolina, for every one person looking to leave Cary, 2 more were looking to replace them. And Wake Forest wasn't far behind, with a move-in to out ratio of 1.97. This makes total sense to me, as I've said in lots of other videos, that people don't really leave the Triangle, which is one of the reasons our housing market has stayed so competitive in the last few years. There's just more demand for homes from the 80 or so people moving here every day than there is supply from homeowners selling and leaving the area. So that's the flocking to part, but what about the where jobs are hot part? Here, MoveBuddha looked at which job markets grew faster than the national average of 1.55% between August 2023 and August 2024. And that chopped the list down from 67 suburbs to just 43. Now, this top 10 list is a bit more of a mixed bag, with suburbs across South Carolina, Idaho, Arkansas, Nevada, Florida, and North Carolina all making appearances. But Cary and Wake Forest rightfully earned their spot, with average job growth of 2.4% during the 12-month period, nearly a full percentage point higher than the national average. So Cary and Wake Forest made the top 10 in both suburbs where people are flocking to and in suburbs where jobs are hot. But why? Well, I've made multiple videos all about the pros and cons of living in both Cary and Wake Forest. So if you want to dig into the super nitty-gritty, be sure to check out the links in the description below. But since we were just talking about jobs, let's start with our booming economy. Cary was actually just ranked the number 3 best job market in the country by smartasset.com, due to the fact that we have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the entire country at just 1.6% versus the national average of just over 4%, and one of the lowest commute times. Not only is Cary home to the largest privately held software company in the world, SAS, but it's just down the road from Research Triangle Park, which is the #1 largest research park in the country and employs nearly 60,000 workers across 300 companies, including titans such as IBM, GSK, Cisco, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. RTP is credited with fueling roughly 1,800 startups, and it was recently ranked one of the top biotech hubs in the country, only trailing the much larger cities of San Francisco, San Diego, and Boston. And then we have all the new companies moving into and growing in the region, including a $3 billion investment by Fujifilm and $4 billion by Ozempic maker Novo Nordisk to build and expand their manufacturing capabilities here. So it's no surprise that the Triangle's job market has remained resilient and ranks amongst the top in the country. But it's not just great job opportunities that are causing people to flock to the Triangle. It's also a great quality of life. And one of the biggest contributing factors to that quality of life is our weather. And pairing perfectly with that, our access to the outdoors. Here, we have 4 full seasons, but the extremes are less so than in many other places, and our climate is relatively mild overall. Yes, we have a hot and humid summer, but it lasts only about 2 to 3 months, much shorter than in other places in the South, like Florida or Texas, and our average temperatures actually never break into the 90s. And we only average about 1 day a year over 100 degrees. So while our summers will definitely feel hotter than, say, LA or San Diego, they are much milder than many parts of the country. And at the other extreme, during winter, we'll get days in the 20s and 30s, and we average about 4 inches of snow a year, but our average highs never drop below 50, and we're back into the 60s come March. We also average about 215 sunny days a year, so there are lots of beautiful blue sky North Carolina days to sit outside or go enjoy the outdoors. And speaking of the outdoors, the Triangle is known for its insanely beautiful tree canopy. One of the first things people comment on whenever they visit here for the first time is how incredibly lush and green it is. And all that beauty can be enjoyed across the region's 150-plus mile Greenway network for biking, hiking, or simply strolling. We also have multiple lakes and literally hundreds of parks, from small community parks to the 300-acre Dorothea Dix Park in downtown Raleigh to the 5,500-plus acre Umstead State Park right between Raleigh and Durham. And if that's not enough, we're just 3 hours from the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains and 2 hours from the beach. Another reason people are flocking here, and a huge contributing factor to our strong economy, is the region's education system. While the Triangle is anchored by 3 Tier 1 research universities, Duke, UNC Chapel Hill, and NC State, the area is also home to 20-plus colleges and universities that produce nearly 65,000 graduates per year. We also have the 4th highest concentration of PhDs in the entire country, which means we have an incredible pipeline of talent. But it's not just the colleges and universities that are great here. It's also the K-12 Wake County Schools District that shines bright. Niche.com gave the Wake County Schools District, which includes both Cary and Wake Forest, an overall A grade and ranked it the number 4 school district out of the 115 across the state. Many schools within the system have received national rankings as well. If schools are important to you, I suggest that you check out online ranking sites like Niche.com, along with the school district's website or the school itself's website for more ranking and more information about district boundaries and enrollment caps. But suffice it to say, from pre-K through college, the Triangle region of North Carolina is consistently applauded for our strong education system. So we have a booming economy, great weather, abundant access to the beautiful outdoors, and a stellar education system. Where's the catch? Well, all good things come with a cost, and when it comes to Cary and Wake Forest, we're talking about literal monetary costs, and more specifically, housing costs. According to the Move Buddha report, Cary ranked as the number 6 least affordable suburb out of the 43 analyzed, with an average home value per Zillow.com of nearly $625,000. And while Wake Forest didn't break into that top 10 list, it was close at number 12, with an average home value of about $520,000. Now, there are many parts of the Triangle where you can still find much more reasonable home values, and you can find some of those in my video of the top 5 most and least expensive cities right here. But all the pros we've just discussed have pushed Wake Forest, and especially Cary, into the upper echelon of that list. So That's a look at what makes Cary and Wake Forest, North Carolina, the number 6 and number 9 top suburbs Americans are flocking to where jobs are hot. I'm guessing since you're watching this video that you're considering a move to the Triangle regions, so I'd love to hear your reasons in the comments below. And if you're ready to kick off your home hunt, be it in Cary, Wake Forest, or any other part of the Triangle, I'd love to be your guide. You can reach me by phone, email, or text, and you can find all my contact information in the link below or by scanning this QR code right here with your phone. And if you liked this video, I have a whole catalog of others all about moving to, living in, and buying real estate in and around Raleigh, North Carolina. Here's another one here that you may like, so give it a click to keep on watching.